Hi, welcome to West Seattle Performing Arts and Basic Ballet for Adults. This is our third in our series of basic instruction for adults. For those of you who want to get into a class or maybe are reviewing some of the concepts before you take class again. Today we're going to talk about basic arm placement and for classical ballet. And we're going to go through 3 of the positions that you'll be using for any ballet class. So I've got the lovely Lisa here again, and she's going to be demonstrating as I kind of walk you through. And remember that when you're doing these exercises at home, film yourself. You know, put your phone up, check yourself, and look at yourself and give yourself a little bit of feedback. And then, you know, make self-corrections. And then when you're ready and when the time is right, jump into a class and give this all a go. The first thing you want to understand is the ballet hand. I'm going to have Lisa stretch her hand up to the side. And if you just take your hand and you have your 5 fingers, the first finger that you're going to drop is going to be the thumb. And you're going to drop the thumb underneath. So it's like that. So Lisa's going to drop the thumb underneath. Now, what you want to take note of for the basic ballet hand is that it is a continuation of the whole arm. You don't want to flex the wrist. We see this a lot in class. Or flip it up, or I call it the knuckler, where you actually bend they bend their knuckles kind of up like that. So you want to go for a flat, long line. The whole concept of arms in ballet is that they frame you. They frame your body as you're dancing. And you don't want them to be a distraction with like different fingers poking out or knuckles kind of popping up that draws the eye to that. You want it to be a nice flowing line that again frames you and complements your movement. Also with the arms, you want to make sure that it looks like an infinite line of energy that's stretching through space. So you can see Lisa and my arm, we have them in parallel, and you can imagine if you focus over those fingers, you create the illusion that you're looking far away into the distance. So that's what those fingers are. Think of them as arrows, or little arrows or feathers, sometimes I call it the end. The second finger that you're going to use after you drop that thumb is your second finger. And you're going to drop the second finger down slightly, okay? When you first teach this, a lot of times an instructor will say, you know, touch your second and your thumb together, your second finger and your thumb together. But as you get older and mature and you're more trained, you want to create a little bit of a space. Sometimes we say enough for like a grilled cheese sandwich. Nothing with too much in it, but just a nice 2 pieces of bread right in through there. So Lisa has a beautiful hand position here. And the one thing I want you to note is that her pointer finger is not sticking way up. Okay, that happens a lot. Or her pinky. She's not spreading them out. She's trying to keep them more together. Okay, so practice that a little bit and just try and get the flat knuckles and that long line to your basic ballet position. Okay, with your fingers. Okay, now we're going to shake it out. Just shake out your fingers. And the next position we're going to go to is called bras bas, en bas, or low fifth. I'm going to say those again, and then we'll write them on the screen. Bras bas means low arms. En bas means low, or low fifth is going to be the opposite of a high fifth. It's going to be down here. Sometimes teachers will call this preparatory position because you prep for it. It's like your start position. Now you can see that Lisa has the fingering and she has a circle. Let's take note of 3 things in this position. Number 1, we want the elbows forward. So you don't want them to hug back into the rib cage. You want to have them forward. You want to have space between your rib cage and your elbows in this preparatory. I call this bras bas or preparatory position. And then you want to have the pinky right at the top of the thigh. And you can even touch it to the thigh if you want to. Okay? So this position is preparatory position, en bas, bras bas, okay? And the shoulders should be open and flat across, okay? So you don't want to you don't want to curve in the chest. You want to pull those shoulders back And then if you go to series number 1, which we talk about alignment, you'll check your alignment, quick reminder, rib cage closed, transverse abs lifted, shoulders up, chin lifted, and the head into the back space. Okay, so that's your preparatory position, ba-ba. First position, you bring it up, and some teachers may want this a little bit higher at chest level. I like it a little bit under chest level, so it's a continuation and it frames you. You can see it's more three-dimensional. You can see all of her. If you go up a little bit higher, it ends up being a flat plane, and I really like it to be low so that we see the dancer's whole body at the top. Note, her shoulder is the highest, slopes down to the elbow, continues to the wrist, and then you don't want the wrist to break at the bottom and be, you know, well, like not an extension of the arm or the wrist. You want that pinky to flow right off the lower arm, okay? And there's space between. Now, everybody has a different length of arm. I have particularly shorter arms, so sometimes I open it a little bit more, or bring it in a little bit closer, but you do want to have a lot of volume in here. So you can see Lisa has a lot of volume in front of her. It's not pulled against her like this. It's out further, okay? All right, so this is first position, and then I'm just gonna add this in for your knowledge. You can go to Demi first, which is a little bit lower, and it's not preparatory, but this position was developed to be over your tutu, so that you wouldn't smash your arms down and smash your tutu down. You would take it to a Demi first, which means half of first, Demi. So that's a Demi first. A little bit higher would be a full first. Okay, shake out your arms. Yep. And these positions, don't be, you know, surprised if you start to get tired, you know, holding this, if you're not used to these positions, because you're using a lot of arm muscles and you're holding them. Okay, we're gonna go to second position, arms a la second. And yep, let's turn you sideways, Lisa, just for a minute. You wanna make sure, find the seam in whatever you're wearing, leotard shirt. You want the elbow to be right at the seam, okay? So no, not any farther back than that. The shoulder is high, and then you lift the elbow, and then the wrist again just curves slightly forward, and you can see Lisa again has an extension of the pinky right off of that. Okay, she's gonna turn and face you, flat to the front, and we're gonna check her position again. I'm gonna lift her elbows just a teeny bit, so it's a nice slope down. All right, and again, if someone stood in front of her, we would make probably an oval position, like a big oval together. So it's in front of you, it's forward. Okay, let's go, shake it out again. Let's go to a high fifth. I'm gonna tilt the camera up so you can see your arms even higher. So I'm actually teaching the Vaganova syllabus, which is the Russian syllabus. And they call this third position above the head, rounded. But in America, if you're watching this in the US, most instructors will call this a fifth position, which is from the Italian, Cecchetti, and French schools, okay? So the fifth position, I'm gonna turn Lisa again sideways, is the beginnings of fifth. It's gonna be slightly in front of your head, like a little umbrella, okay? And the palms are facing downward, and you're going to see that her shoulder blades are nice and flat in the back, and her rib cage is closed in the front, and the pelvis is in neutral. That's the big one. You don't want can you stick your tail way out, Lisa? Like stick your tail. Yeah, this is easier to do than you think. So you got to pull it all together. Okay, now we're going to face her forward, and just look at the position of the arm. Again, you have a lot of space between the ear and the elbow. So the negative space right here is super important. And then she has a disconnect at the top. So some teachers may want to close her in. Some, I love hers where it is, looks great. And then she's got that thumb and second finger in. Okay, so that's going to be your fifth or third position Vaganova syllabus. Let's go, let's shake out our arms, and let's just do a quick review before we finish. We have our preparatory position, brava, Demi first, just right above that. First position, we're going to open to second, good, yep, good. And then we're going to take it up to third or fifth, lift the chin. And a little special extra note, whenever you change in this position, make sure that you do a little open poof. Yes, to come down. It's so easy to do, and anybody at any level can do that. Just add a little energy, open, lift your chin, and you look, yes, you look graceful and professional. All right, that's going to conclude our third series, How to Use Your Arms in Classical Ballet. Join us for our next series, which will be the Demi Plie in all of our positions. Okay, and if you like this channel, subscribe, and we'll keep rocking and rolling. Okay.